Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where the power of words becomes a bridge between worlds. In this podcast, we embark on a dynamic exploration of the human experience, weaving a tapestry of diverse voices, stories, and perspectives. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Join us on a journey that transcends boundaries, fostering connection, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the rich mosaic that defines us all. Get ready to reflect, resonate, and embark on a transformative odyssey through the art of conversation. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where we are doing our Two Cancers, One Truth series. And listen, I am your host, LaVenia Richards, and we have our co-host,
Levi Richards Jr.
Yeah. So y'all, today we gonna get off love for a minute. You know, we ain't just talking about love and relationships. We're gonna talk about boundaries. We're gonna do a series about boundaries. And the one thing we're gonna talk about today is titled, Why Are Boundaries So Hard to Set? You know, why do so many people struggle with setting boundaries? Now, I believe that, you know, sometimes a lot of people were raised to feel guilty for protecting themselves, or people pleasing, you know, can also destroy or has destroyed a lot of people emotionally. And then lastly, something that I wanted to throw out there is some people would rather suffer than disappoint others. So those are some of the reasons, and we're going to get into it a little bit more. But you know, Dad, as usual, I want to get your perspective. You know, let's open up with this one and let's dive into it a little bit.
Why do so many people struggle with boundaries? I think it's because we weren't taught to set boundaries. My experience, understanding what boundaries are now,
Mm-hmm.
there was no time set in my house, and my parents would teach me that basically, you know, there were boundaries in the house. You know, you don't mess with my this, that, and the other. You don't touch this. I mean, I understood boundaries as they exist, but in, you know, the just clearing, like I did take a gander at what pretty much the definition of boundaries are. What are boundaries? And what I found is I read was why is it necessary to set boundaries? Okay, uh, it's a personal practice of defining our limits,
Mm.
deciding what we will or will not accept from others,
Mm-hmm.
uh, use clear rules of uh, physical space, uh, time commitments, and emotional energy. Uh, and when you think about it, it's about managing your own actions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I can manage Levi's actions, and it prevents me from trying to control other people. So uh, it's a process because I had to learn how to basically put into place because, and I don't think I walked out of mom's and dad house with a clear definition of how I was to move through life. I don't know when I finally, I think it was through trial and error because basically, um, a lot of things, since they weren't explained, one of the first things with my generation and perhaps people older was, you know, endure it. You know, we were taught to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You endure it through silence. You know, I mean, and what kind of way is that to live. That you know, why do I have? Why is it that my people, my because we didn't know. I mean, it's just ignorant. You walk out, basically, young people, my mom's age, and her siblings, all these things. It was about getting out the house. It was about being grown, and you weren't grown. You didn't know nothing because you hadn't been taught nothing. You've been trained nothing. You're just tired of taking orders over here and being told what you could do and not do. But
Right.
you know, and everybody tried to tell you, you're gonna find out. Wait till you get out there for yourself and figure it out on your own. Wait till you get out there, you'll see. You'll see what it's like.
Yeah.
But nobody guides you to how to do none of that. It's
At
just
all. How to set these said boundaries, you know?
right.
I said exactly. Nobody tells you how to set these set
Right.
boundaries,
So
you
you know
know?
you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know whether you're looking at heads or tails because you know there's been no guidelines to structure, and so basically I would think that for me it was like silence. You don't talk about it because you can't. First of all, I can't admit I'm having problems. I can't
Mhm.
admit that I'm learning how to adjust. So basically, how I was treating it was nothing to help me.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Um, for me, I think that especially since I've been a people pleaser at one point, it becomes an identity. And what I mean by that is you become so in tune with the other person that you lose sense of self. Their identity is your identity because you're focusing so much on trying to please them. No boundaries are in place. And what I have learned is that people will use you until they can't use you up no more. And when they feel like you got just a pinch of breath in you, they're going to suck that from you too. But when you are unhealed, definitely, and when you don't have those boundaries in place, you lose yourself. Oh, wait a minute, I got to get this is his favorite drink, I gotta go get my, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, man, she loved this and that, but you ain't got your hair cut or your nails done or anything because you're so consumed with making sure that this person is good and pouring into and over giving. And because, like you said, you don't know what healthy boundaries look like because everybody's saying, figure it out. You gonna see. And then you get out here and you see that those things have caused you to lose yourself, so
Yeah,
you learn from those things. And so setting healthy boundaries, it can be intimidating because you lose yourself and don't even realize you doing it.
exactly. I mean, and if you don't know what setting boundaries are and what it means to do that, one of the things that happens to you is you have the fear of rejection.
Ooh, yeah,
If,
you
if I
do.
if I if I say this, oh no, 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 I better not say that. I'm walking on eggshells because you're afraid to own what's good for you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
They're not gonna like me. I don't know how to set it because that was you're establishing boundaries, and setting boundaries is hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but it needs to be a topic of conversation because we all have them, but revealing them is a whole nother thing. So I'm afraid I'm gonna stop right there. I mean, I might be rejected if I say something about how I feel. I may not be well received.
Yeah, that's real because, now what I want to add to that is what I've learned coming from trauma as well. Trauma teaches survival through overgiving. Meaning, and I've told my story publicly, you had to leave when I was younger, so that there was a missing component of a male, a strong male in the household. Everybody knows that with my mom, she would leave, you know what I'm saying? And she had to work, and then it wouldn't always work. She would just leave me at home by myself so she can go do whatever. And I learned that trauma uh feeling in that moment as a child, what I perceived to be as abandonment, right? And
Right.
rejection, when I got into relationships, Please don't leave. Let me just overgive. If I do this,
Right,
then he won't leave me like my mama and my daddy. You understand what I'm saying?
right,
You
exactly.
think of this thing, and so it's like that trauma causes you to overgive instead of setting the boundaries because you still living in a space and a place that keeps you stuck, and you feel like you said, I'll be rejected. They'll leave me. So I can definitely relate to what you just said because it was kind of like that. Like, you know what? I know this ninja ain't really all of that, but I think I made that comment. Oh, your mama got lupus, my mama got lupus. That's that
Right,
trauma bond.
right,
We trauma bonding together. So the moment I see a sign, I might have seen it, but I wanted to hold on because I didn't want yet another person, right, walking out of my life. So let me give. What do you want? You want me to cook dinner every day, 3 times a day? Okay, right? Because you don't, that trauma causes you to not love yourself enough to know that boundaries need to be set in place to stop that shit.
right, exactly. I mean, it's like, and some people confuse boundaries with disrespect.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
um, boundaries are not disrespect, but there are people who feel uh, disrespected when they hear about boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like, why come I can't own that fixing you 3 meals a day is a problem?
Mhm.
No, I know I said I was going to do that, but we need to establish a boundary. I can't humanly possibly do that. But
Mhm.
and so on both sides, it's like he's gonna think I'm disrespecting him, or she's gonna think I'm disrespecting her because I'm speaking up for myself. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous,
I
but
absolutely agree.
yeah, it's fruitless. That tree will not yield anything that makes any sense because they need to be established, and we don't need to confuse boundaries with disrespect. I'm not disrespecting you because I have boundaries.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I'm respecting you because I'm not lying to you. I'm letting you know how it is. So at least we can establish what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. You know,
Mhm.
it could be uh, my boss talking to me a certain way. Uh, did I tell you to sweep the floor and clean that area up over there and you haven't got it done yet? Well, I'm going to give you. Well, it's the way you speak to me, man. I mean, I'll get to it, but this was more,
Right.
this, I have to prioritize this particular situation. It's not that I'm disrespecting whatever you said, but sequentially, I have a brain cell that they work. You understand?
Right.
Don't get it confused. I mean, I'm not disrespecting you, but I got boundaries.
Mhm.
There's a way that you communicate with me, and we'll get it done. But I'm gonna do it sequentially. I'm not gonna just jump and do these things. You understand what I'm saying? It's like,
Mhm. Exactly. I have to totally agree with that. Also, I think, and I'm not going to say that all women, but I will say that I feel like women, especially, are conditioned to overextend. And what I mean by that, especially if you're coming from another broken woman, I know that he out there in them streets, girl, but you know what? He bring that check home. So you just go ahead on and you be a good woman to that man. You make sure that man got a good meal when he come home. You hear me? That's not teaching boundaries. That's teaching as long as you can do whatever you want to do as long as you bring me some money. I can be
yeah,
disrespected. So where are the boundaries? And so I feel like women, just growing up as a woman, and you can elaborate if you choose to, but
oh yeah,
I
I
just feel
choose
like
to.
with huh
I
huh
choose to
yeah, yeah.
because that's old school family traditions, man. Um, that teaches you that you're obligated. It's an
Mm,
obligation. He's your husband or she's your wife,
mm,
and this comes from family stuff.
yeah.
This is family conditioning. People being it has nothing to do with true values of existing in
Yes.
life. But
Mm,
I need to add that piece right there. Now you're not obligated to a damn thing for me.
yeah.
You're not obligated. to do
Yeah.
anything. And you know, you're supposed to do this for your husband.
Yeah.
It's a wife's duty to make sure
Yeah.
that his needs are met.
Yes.
But what about my needs?
What about I mean, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you know?
This is a relationship, right?
Yeah, reciprocity, equal give and
Yeah,
take, and
it's
boundaries
reciprocal. I
need to
mean, what
be
we
set.
doing?
Hey man, hey, boundaries have to be set. And my thing is, I feel like fear of abandonment keeps people available. And that's what people who like to take advantage of people like. They love people with no boundaries so that they're available and accessible for them. I started learning because, again, as an overgiver at previously, and I stand on that because you're not going to get a damn thing from me I don't want to give you. And I don't care what your title is. You understand what I'm saying? But from learning, because I had to learn that I was keeping myself available for the users, for the manipulators, for the narcissistic people, male or female, intimate relationship, non intimate. You teach people how to treat you. And so I was being available for the person to keep calling me to see if they can borrow the $20. Just giving an example, I was available for the person to keep on ghosting me or ignoring me because I was accessible and I was available. Oh, she liked that. Cool. I ain't got to really give too much of nothing. She has no boundaries, right? Oh, I can keep whooping her not, huh? Because she's just going to keep taking it. She ain't going to leave. What she going to do? Boundaries make you available
Right.
when you don't have them in place. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's very important to not be fearful of abandonment, because that's what I was saying earlier, which tied back to what I was saying. Fear of that abandonment made me available and accessible and open for people to come in and think that they can take advantage of me because I didn't have the boundaries in place.
Yeah. In conjunction with that abandonment issue that people have realistically,
Mm-hmm.
fear of conflict uh, makes people remain silent. I better
Yes.
not say nothing. She gonna go off on me. He gonna go off. Suffering in silence because of all these issues: abandonment, conflict. I don't want to start an argument. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
feel him to feel or her to feel this way. So I'm just going to be silent about it. And which is a problem sometimes in families and in situations with people that we deal with on an everyday basis. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when people respond to you and intuitively you know something is wrong, right? And you say,
Mm-hmm.
"What's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong?" Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing. I mean, come on now. Come on. I mean, that is, you already ready to say it, but gear it up because of the possibility that this could go north, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or you not being able to articulate it well. You're anticipating some conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gonna sit there your ass in silence. It's ridiculous.
It's
But it
it's utterly
happens every
ridiculous.
single day, man.
It does. It does. And so to think about it, especially at this point in my life, being a cancer, because see, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna let God handle it. Because I'm going to jail if I handle it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say something, from coming from that, and so I can definitely relate to it because I didn't want to ruffle no feathers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make nobody mad because when you people please, see, you don't want people mad at you. You don't want the
Yeah.
boundaries set because you want people to really be cool with you. You want them to look at you at a certain light. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to rub, okay, I know I can go off because we know where we can go now because this is still
Yeah.
two cancers, one truth.
Right.
Now we know where we can
Oh yeah,
go.
we can do that.
You know
We
what I'm
can do
saying?
that.
But when you're wounded and when you're hurt, which leads me and you're guilted, I feel like guilt can manipulate you into self-sacrifice. You can feel guilty for things that you've carried over your life, guilty for things that you've done, guilty because you didn't succeed in life, or guilty because you did hurt somebody's feelings or something like that because you set those real boundaries to let people know, don't play with me. But you will feel the guilt and now you feel like, oh, well, I shouldn't have did that to so and so. I just, oh, you know what? I'm gonna let him do whatever he want to do. It's kind of like is what you're saying, because you taking that guilt of that past, whatever it is, and you letting that be the end all be all for how you respond to people. So now here you are sacrificing yourself. Like I said, well, you know what? He works hard, so I'm not gonna go get my hair done. He's right. This. No. Don't
No.
don't let nobody either guilt you, or don't take past guilt and make you feel like you gotta sacrifice yourself for anybody.
Yeah.
Boundaries must be in place.
Yeah. I mean, it's like uh, people do not want to appear to be selfish.
That's good.
You know,
That's good.
I need to go and get a haircut and get a manicure and a pedi, but
Mm-hmm.
they may need me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes selfishness is key. I mean, I need to consider me. The word says, to thine own self be true. Self-preservation is the first law of nature.
We got to
So,
clap. We got to clap. Listen, we need to clap right here. Nah, okay, you act right. Baby, bye. Go ahead. I can give you a clap on that one, baby. Go ahead.
no, I mean, that's the point exactly, man. It's just like, come on. I mean, I can't look out for myself. I mean, if I'm doing something myself, I'm selfish. I can't appear because it's about appearances
Right.
when there are no boundaries set.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah. That's powerful. Now, I also feel like emotional exhaustion comes from lack of boundaries. We be so drained. Now, I can say this because people know they can call me. I'm a prayer warrior. I'm an encourager. You know what I'm saying? But, baby, what I found is that people wasn't there for me like I was there for them. And they calling me, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, minister, can you pray for me? Hey, Sister V. Hey, V. Hey, mama. Hey, whatever. I need you to, would you? And I'm so emotionally exhausted because I'm grabbing all of
Right,
these people. It's nothing to do with me now.
right,
This not hear what I'm saying. This ain't my problem. I'm not breaking up with so and so. My child ain't did so and so. This ain't going on with my job. But everybody's calling me. Everybody's calling me, and they knew they could because I was emotionally available for them.
right.
Well,
Hmm,
because
hmm.
of that, right? It emotionally drained me and wore me out. And that came from not having boundaries. Because now when a person calls me, girl, I so and so, let me tell you something, baby, I don't want to hear that right now. I got my own stuff going on. I'm going to give you a call back a little bit later. Matter of fact, I don't want to talk about it. And feel good about it. And really don't care how you feel about it when we done. You understand what I'm saying? Because boundaries look just like that. Boundaries look like not letting people dump on you because it's convenient for them because they going through something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, the difficulty years ago,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there was no format. There was no boundaries. They were rarely discussed.
Yeah.
There was a time when boundaries were rarely discussed, and as far as my age is concerned. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you out of obligation you're supposed to do. We didn't discuss things like that. Today is a topic, and
Mm-hmm.
before we close, I'll say four things about them. But at some point, but I'm just saying it just wasn't a topic of conversation. It should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, all types of relationships would have been better if people had an understanding when they were crossing the line or when they
Mm-hmm.
were out of pocket, in terms of a situation or in the relationship, man. So, you know, I'm just glad that we live in a different time. We've evolved to the point that now it's topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a topic that must be discussed in whatever type of relationship you're dealing with.
I would have to agree with that. Yeah, and it's kind of like how you started when you were talking about older generations,
Yeah,
it kind of ties into the same thing. I mean, you kind of led with that, and I do agree with that. Um, I think too, healing teaches self-protection, right? Healing, and I can speak very boldly about this because coming from a broken space and place and being that overgiver and over nurturer and all of those things, being a cancer, being loving, being kind, being all of that, I learned that when I started healing, it started teaching me self-protection. The boundaries are great, and people really think that they're for them. The boundaries are for you. It's for
right,
your protection, right? It's not, who gives a damn if Kavana or Kevin is mad?
right.
So what?
Well,
Right? If at the
you
end of
bet.
the day your nervous system is still healthy, if at the end of the day you don't have those mental exhaustions and strains and stresses that I was talking about, right? If you're not over giving and overextending and making yourself sick to because you're in fear of being abandoned, now you're putting up the boundaries, and this teaches you, you like, this feels good.
Yeah,
Somebody calling, dumping on me. Ain't
yeah.
nobody, you know what I'm saying, dumping their energy on me and making me their problem. Like, it just feels good. And so healing teaches you self-protection. And that's necessary. And I think some people are even scared of that when it comes to setting boundaries.
Vital. I mean,
Yeah.
and then we were taught, many people, I don't know how good I was at it, but basically uh, suppress your emotions. You suppress them. You
Mm-hmm.
don't reveal. You don't talk about it, and that's
Yes.
quite that's a reason, past tense, that people uh, found it difficult to establish boundaries. So basically, when I you know think about them being established,
Yeah. Spirit say that's the truth.
yeah, yeah.
Spirit say that's the truth. That's all right. Go ahead.
So, um, so four things, and I'm done. Physical, uh, deciding who can touch and how close a person should be to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your personal space. You know what I'm saying? Somebody,
Yeah.
that's a boundary. I mean,
Yes, it
everybody
is.
just can't put their hands on me or touch me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you got to value my personal space and just don't touch me unexpectedly. So it's personal. The first one is
Yeah.
physical touches and things like that. You got this. There are people who can't touch me. I don't want them to touch me. You can't put your hands on me. And under certain conditions, you shouldn't touch me anyway. Number two,
Correct.
time. My time is a doggone boundary.
Yes, it
Choosing how
is.
many hours I'm gonna give to work, how many hours I'm gonna give to my friends,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how many hours I'm gonna give to tasks during the day without burning myself out. You understand? Found myself in a
Yes.
situation yesterday. I had to hold on to it from 10 in the morning, 5 hours. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
complete a process that's necessary, but the process, was consuming up my time. And therefore, in order to bring myself where I need to be, I had to shield for the rest of the day. I
Right.
got done what I need to get done, but we have to choose how many hours we're going to give to situations and the people and stuff like that, man, because it will burn you out. The other thing was I was mentioning emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, choose choosing not to take on other people's bad moods, uh,
Yes, Lord.
heavy feelings,
Yes, yes,
their
yes.
their burdens.
Yes.
Because people will dump on you
Yes, they will.
if they don't value your time. If they don't value your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, you have to decide, choose what you're gonna allow them to do, and finally, materially, setting rules for sharing. You can't use the gas up in my car.
Yeah.
No, no, no. You can't run my phone up, bill up. You can't sit on my computer. You can't eat all the food in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
This is, my personal items.
Mhm.
There are boundaries with my material stuff. I mean, why did you do that without asking me?
How dare you?
I mean, sometimes it's innocent, sometimes it isn't. And I
Right.
remember when I was staying at your house for a minute, and you had this salmon in the refrigerator, man. That was the only thing you didn't want me to touch. Your mouth was watering for it, right? And that's the first thing I went and ate out, man. That's your daddy. Oh, you got this. But not that. Boundaries, man. I felt so bad about it because I really didn't intend to eat it, right? But boundaries are necessary. At least, you know, it teaches you what to do and what not to do in relationship. They're healthy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you have to let people know how you are, how you move. Man, you have to let them know, man. You just have to give them the raw.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
there you go.
Yeah, and I want to end it with which it ties, I mean, moves right into what I wanted to say, which I want to say that boundaries exposes unhealthy relationships.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why it's hard for people to set them, because we see a lot of things, we feel a lot of things, we know, you know what I'm saying? Some we don't know everything, but we get that gut feeling and everything. But I think we know that if we set those boundaries, it's going to expose all the toxicity that we never wanted to see in the relationship. And
Mm,
some people would rather live in that illusion than see the truth and set those boundaries, which is, not a good thing. But listen, man, this was good. This was
yeah.
good. This was
Yes.
good. I really enjoyed this. I want to ask, the audience though, what boundary took you the longest to learn? Ask yourself that question, comment, let us know. And then my other question for you is, do you struggle saying no? And I think I'm going to add to that, if you do struggle, why? Why do you struggle saying no? Was it for the many things that we said, as far as setting those boundaries? I want you to remember that boundaries are not walls, they are definitely protection. Right. So, as usual, Dad, it is always a pleasure to share this platform. I'm glad that we're doing this series because I'm praying that people get more insight so they can let go of the nonsense and put up those healthy boundaries that protect them. But I'm very happy to share this platform with you. Another great show. Go ahead on and let the people know, how to check us out and everything.
Well, thank you for uh another wonderful session. Great episode. Looking for people to respond through subscribing. Uh, we want you to subscribe. We want you to hit the like button. Yeah, we want you to comment. Uh, whatever ways that you can continue to share. Let people know about us. Let people know what we're doing over here. It makes a difference. We enjoy doing this, but we enjoy doing it because it's necessary. People
Yeah.
need to ways out. People need to vent. People need to change some of the habits that they have right now to enhance their own life. Learn how to live. Life's too short for the misery, man. Thank you, Beanie.
Yeah, beautiful. And so you can follow us on YouTube at Verbal Mirrors RU, excuse me, podcast. That's at Verbal Mirrors RU podcast. And you can follow us also on Podbean. So it is Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding dot pod, that's with a D, bean.com. So Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding dot podbean.com. We're trying to build our platform, so the more you share, like, comment, that helps us to get this information out. We greatly appreciate you. And we just want you to always, come back next week. Follow us for more honest conversations, dealing with life, dealing with healing and truth. Because, I mean, we are two cancers, one truth. So we appreciate you, and we look forward to bringing you more beautiful content, more empowering content like this. And until next time, we will definitely see you next week. Bye. As we wrap up another episode of Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, we encourage you to carry the reflection sparked here into your daily interactions. Let the echoes of diverse perspective guide your journey towards greater empathy and connection. Thank you for being a part of our dialogue. Until next time, may your mirrors of understanding continue to reflect a world filled with compassion and unity.